I just mentioned that, you know, kids really like to be involved in holidays, and they love to make stuff for mom. So why not invite them into the kitchen and make these cupcakes? They're just so fun. They're perfect for this weekend or for summer or spring. They're strawberry and cream cupcakes, and they're a lot of fun to make. So the first thing we're going to do is get to work actually on the cupcake batter. And you know me, when it comes to baking, I normally involve some sort of a box cake mix. So we're using a white cake mix for these. And strawberries right now are really inexpensive. They're just in season, and to me they just kind of, you know, say spring. So 1 box cake mix, the white. And you want to use the white because we're going to put some fun strawberry flavor in these, so the white really works better than the yellow. Then we've got oil, and we've got 1/3 cup of oil. 1 cup of water. That seems like a water. 1.25 cups water. All right, 1.25 cups of water into the cake mix, and 3 eggs. Just the whites. All right, good thing, Ann, you're there. You know what, you could use the yellow, but then the cake mix tends to get a little more yellow, so we're just going to use the whites. And this is the way I do it. I'm daring, and I just hope for the best. We can use those yolks in an omelet or something else. So basically, it's like your standard white cake mix at this point, but don't worry, it's going to get better. It's going to be more fun. We're going to jazz up that cake mix because that's what I'm all about. I like, you know, taking the box cake mixes and just taking them to a whole another level. All right, so we're going to mix this up according to box directions so that batter gets nice and smooth. Okay, that looks about good. Ann, you want to look the beaters?
Yep.
Okay, so now over here we've got some water boiling, and we're going to take 1 box of strawberry jello, just the small boxes of strawberry jello, and I'm going to add that to my hot water. Woo! Well, I don't want the packet to get in there, I just want the jello to get in there. All right, we'll get it. There we go. I want to basically dissolve that jello into the hot water. All right, we'll get back to you in just a minute. So basically, you bake up these cupcakes, and we're using pretty pink cupcake liners, one, because I love pink, but they really are pretty with what else we're going to do. You'll see how it all comes together. I love to use these little scoops. So basically, your batter goes into the cupcake liners. You get the idea at this point. And you bake these 350 degrees. Cupcakes take anywhere from about 18 to 20 minutes. You do the old toothpick test. So you don't need to watch me filling these things up. You get the idea. So these go into the oven and bake. Then you need to let them cool. That is the key. And we're going to do some really fun stuff with them. Okay. So now we've got our cupcakes. They've baked, they've cooled, and this is where I think the kids can really have fun. I'm a big believer of getting those kids in the kitchen. And I started when my kids were really little. I gave them a drawer in the kitchen, just a bottom drawer, and I gave them some of their own utensils. And I didn't go out and buy new utensils. I just gave them some of the old spatulas and things that we had laying around, spoons, measuring cups. And they just felt important, you know, aprons and things like that, you know, whatever it takes to get them in the kitchen. And then I start with desserts and cupcakes and cookies and things like that. And the next thing you know, I'm chopping vegetables for soup, and they're pulling up a stool and wanting to help. And the next thing you know, the hope is that one day they'll be cooking dinner for you. And both my kids are starting to do that, and it's really cool to kind of see it come full circle. So get them in there and help make these cupcakes. So this is a fun part. Basically, the cupcakes have cooled and baked. And you take a fork, or this happens to be just like a wooden skewer that I do shish kebabs with. You could do toothpick, and you just poke the cupcake. You might have heard of poke cakes. Well, this is we're doing strawberry poke cupcakes, strawberry and cream cupcakes. Okay. So at this point, you take some of this Jell-O, and you then just spoon it over, and what's going to happen is it goes right down into those holes and makes this great strawberry flavor into the cupcakes, and it looks really cool too. So they can help with the poking, they can help with the drizzling, and then these go into the refrigerator because now they've got to cool again before we frost them. All right, it smells so good. So now I want to show you what they look like. Don't they look cool? And we're not done yet. Now we need frosting, and we're going to do an extra special frosting. They're strawberry and cream cupcakes, so we're going to do fresh whipping cream that is so easy to make, and you know what, there's just nothing better than, you know, fresh whipping cream. All right, so real important to leave the cream in the refrigerator to the last possible moment. We also, I've learned this tip from a lot of my pastry chef friends, throw the whisk that you're going to whisk the cream together with, throw that in the freezer. Sometimes I'll even throw the bowl in the freezer, and that way you're going to be able to whip this cream together in no time. And I'm just using 1 pint of whipping cream, and then some vanilla and powdered sugar. And I find that when you're doing fresh whipped cream, powdered sugar just tends to work better than regular granulated sugar. It's just less grainy. So powdered sugar, whipped cream, and I'm doing a little vanilla extract. You could also, if you wanted to pump up the flavor, you could do strawberry extract. So that's up to you. I'm going to get that going. And this isn't going to take long at all. And then we've got some fresh strawberries too. I've got an extra special Mother's Day planned for my mom. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'll tell you later because I don't want to ruin the surprise. But I think she's going to be pleasantly surprised, that's for sure. And you can see if you have the beater real cold and the cream cold, this whips up in no time. I want to show you the cupcakes so you can see how basically they look so cool because the drips go right down the sides and right in there. Really neat. And the kids will love that. Okay. We've got whipped cream, and it was just that quick and easy. You could, if you wanted to, you could add a little food coloring, and then you could have pink whipped cream, and if you wanted to, you could pipe this and make it look extra pretty. You know, we talked about getting the kids involved in the kitchen, so we're just going to, you know, frost them by hand. But certainly, if you have a piping bag and a big one of those big star tips, that works great too. So we're going to frost the cupcakes, and we're not skimping on the frosting either. They're strawberry and cream, so no skimping on the frosting. And then, if you'd like, you could do sprinkles on top, but we thought we'd make it extra special and just do a strawberry half, or you know, little piece of strawberry on top kind of sticking out, and there you go. So I'm just going to get to work on frosting these cupcakes, and I promise you, I think these are a fun summer treat, and Mom will absolutely love them.